Hi everybody, it's Tina from Namaste Beauty and Wellness. I have just been meditating and preparing to come on for this talk. I will be posting it to my IGTV. However, if it goes over 15 minutes, I will be posting the full video on my YouTube channel, which is Namaste Vibes by Tina, but I will have a link in my profile on Instagram for a little while, and I would please, if you want to receive these videos, I feel there will be more to come, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that way if you miss the IGTV, it will come directly to you if you're subscribing to it. I don't know a huge amount about it, and if I can do it, I think anyone can, because I really have no idea, as I've said many times in regards to IT, so it's all new to me. However, I have been encouraged to come on and speak because I have been channeling for quite a few years information that becomes apparent to me later. In the past, it's been just for me and not to share, and I think that it was to give me understanding of what I was receiving, and that it was in a way insight to what will come into in the future. Premonitions, let's say, but there's been some huge developments that have happened, and that I've been able to look back on my writing and realize it was insight to what was to come, so that I could understand it better for myself. So I was woken up the other night, which is the usual. I wake up at around 1:30 in the morning. Sometimes it's 3 o'clock. It depends. I'm not sure why, but the timing always seems to be the same, and I'm literally pulled out of bed. It feels like someone's picked me up, okay, prop me up to go and grab my pen and paper, and I'll write. I won't read it. I don't know what I'm writing. I just write, and then I read it back to myself in the morning, or sometimes a few days down the track, and I know it is insight for myself to be able to trust what I receive. And the other evening I was woken up and now told or asked to share this publicly. I'm not sure where all of this will end up, but I know it's a new avenue that I've been poked, or tapped on the shoulder to start to share, and it will be mostly through the YouTube channel is what I'm shown. Some of you, I think, would have already seen a couple of the videos, and they're all very different so far. So don't want to put a label on what I'll be sharing, but this in particular feels like foresight, so of what's to come, and an overall view of the world, like, so very general, but perhaps it will become more specific over time, but I can't be sure, and I'm not controlling it in any way. I'm just allowing it and trusting that I'm meant to be sharing. So again, yes, please follow the YouTube station, or subscribe is the word, I think. And it's interesting, I was getting ready for this, meditating, and I just sat down, and then all of a sudden someone started using a whippersnipper, and I thought, I'm not meant to be doing, maybe I'm not meant to be doing this, and I thought, no, well, that's a typical duality or resistance to what we know we should be trialing or moving forward with. So there's always an excuse. So I've pushed that aside, and now it's actually stopped, which is interesting. But if you hear it, you'll know. So I think the way I'm going to do this is to read my writing, and then allow for more inspiration or insight to come through to help clarify it, because, to be honest, a lot of it is quite intricate, and there's a lot of meaning within it, and perhaps as I'm reading it, you will feel insight of your own, and I would love to hear that too, if there's anything that you pick up that perhaps I have interpreted it a different way. So I'm always open to that because I'm learning, and as I'm speaking, I'm channeling as well. And so when I look back on this, I am also learning and receiving from what's coming through. So I'll start. This writing was on the 22nd of the 9th, 21, so just a few days ago, and it was at 1:39 a.m. when I awoke. And the time has come, and the wheels must turn. There is a palpable energy in the cycle of time, and the interested parties succumb to yet another round of internal journeying. And what I'm feeling around that is that we are going to be going through another, a little bit of turmoil, a little bit of a tough time, and having to really dig deep within ourselves. And the journey is always of depth. And so for us to fully understand what we need to learn through difficult times is being able to just let go and not to control or try to control. However, work deeply with our intuition and whatever we receive, to trust that and to work with that on a deeper level. I know I've always mentioned journaling, meditation. These are all very helpful practices for us to deeply journey within ourselves and understand ourselves on a much deeper level. And it is so important in these times. Actually, all we really have is our own minds, our own souls that we can progress through, trust through, and grow through, and receive knowledge through our DNA, through our development, through our soul development, through our activations, light codes. So I'm getting all of this, and I'm now being drawn to speak about a new light, a form of healing that's been coming through easily the last 2 years. And it's developing into something, and I'm sure other healers have felt a different vibration of energy, a different frequency of energy, much higher. I am writing a blog about it. I'm not ready, it's not finished, but I will put it out when it is. And it is very wholesome, and really working on all levels of being, mind, body, soul, very connected, very activating energy, and whatever we need, it does. So it's very different for each individual, but I will write about it. But I've just felt for that to come through at the moment, because I do feel it works on a cellular level, very, very much so, activating light codes and working with one's soul mission in particular, but also one's health as well. It brings to light much for each individual, and it's always very specific for that individual. And I feel it's not a healing energy that can be called upon. It comes in or it doesn't. It's not like Reiki, where you connect to it. It's just there, and if it's meant to come through for that person, it will. So I'm feeling, that this is very much to do with what is happening at this point in time in this current moment, is the shifting of paradigms and the shifting of people's energy and frequency is needing higher vibrational healing or new healing. It's just new. It's just very different to what I've felt before in the past. So there comes a time in all individuals' excellent term of times to release the demons that prevail, the incoming turns. So again, very much around understanding oneself, one's demons, being able to ascertain, feel through twists and turns what happens in one's life, not being drawn into the demons, but being understanding of them, visualizing them as a being in themselves. So something that is either carried internally or externally always reflects on one. So we must devour this, they're saying, like just devour it, you know, look into it, work with it, understand it, whatever your demons are, whatever is reflecting back at you that is uncomfortable. Now is the time to really heal that, because we are stepping into a new paradigm, a new earth, and we've been given much opportunity to delve into this because of the time we've had on a world scale. So a lot of work, shadow work has had to be done and is still happening, and there's a lot of shadow that needs to be healed. So this is the time for everything to merge, and the the avalanche of time exists to help this happen. Although our time here in Earth seems linear, this is not the case. There are channels that help you to navigate time and space, portals that allow quicker traveling, and circumstances of courage to enhance the outer realms of knowledge. So what I'm feeling, you know, how can I help me deliver this? So an avalanche of time, lots of things changing, lots of collapsing of systems, financial, maybe health systems, a lot to do around money, changes on how society is run, changes on systems that are in place. And I don't, again, I'm resistant to deliver sometimes because I don't want it to sound like it's fear-based. This is not fear-based. And I ask my guys to allow me to keep delivering what comes through without resistance, because it is all for the greater good. Whatever is happening around us is all for the greater good, and it's all fine, is what I want to say. But they're also pushing me not to sugarcoat things. I've just closed my book, sorry, so I'll just find where it is again. So not to sugarcoat anymore, which I can tend to do because I always like to be empowering in my delivery, and not to dispel fear. I don't want it to sound fearful. So that is my resistance sometimes. So forgive me if I come across that way. So basically, yes, all these changes are going to happen, and it can happen really quickly. So, and what I feel around this is that we actually are going to be able to tap into our courage on a deeper level and our knowledge. So as these light codes are activated within us, we will receive more and more and be able to shift paradigms, be able to manifest, and be able to actually imagine the changes that are coming. And through the imagination, because there is creation, and then there's all these new systems that become available and are already there. They just need, like, the button just needs to be pushed, and people just need to bring them forward. And I'll keep so quicker traveling, and sorry, the writing's a bit rough because it's at night, obviously. Circumstances of courage to enhance the outer realms of the knowledge, and acceptance as well is a big thing for us. There are interesting beings that are now present to assist with the average state of humanity. So they say the average state of humanity. Yeah, it's pretty average at the moment. It feels pretty average. And we all feel that things have to change. They can't keep going the way they are. So there is very prominent energy around. I have felt it. I have seen it. Just in my day-to-day, and very, very much through my healings. So much assistance on an energetic level, light level, from beings, galactic beings, light beings, ascended masters, ancestors, anything, friends that have passed, like just there are so many light beings ready and willing to assist. The thing is, we need to take action though. There is assistance, but we can't expect that they're just going to come in and do it for us. This is something we've chosen to come in to experience and to bring this change of paradigms across. And so it's up to us to work our light, basically. And a big part of working our light is descending into our darkness and just healing that. That is the main gig here. The main gig is to know thyself, basically. And through that, everything changes. There are certain authorities that stabilize the eternal rotunda of life. Now the individual is releasing karma, and the eternal being is recoiling for further relevance in the outcomes of each one's life. So there are certain authorities that stabilize the eternal rotunda. So when I read that, for some reason, yes, it's authoritative, it feels, but not in a suppressive manner. It is just the laws of nature, the cycles of nature, and the karmic cycles of nature. And so at the moment, we are all traversing any karma that needs to be healed, anything that needs attending to on a spiritual level, an emotional level. And so it's a cycle that is eternal, and although the eternal battle coexists, the cerebral thoughts that protect one's field of glory is now being challenged. So we know this on a deep level. We know that everything happens for a reason. We've asked for the experience. We've asked to travel through this particular time within the portal I'm shown. They're the words I'm receiving. And so even though we understand and we're connected to higher self, we're connected to source, we know this. And if we don't know it yet, if you're watching this video, you know it. There is something in you. If you're not fully aware of it yet, it's happening. You're activated. It's working. It's working. Yeah, baby. They want to say it's working, baby. It is. So so our field of glory is being challenged at this point in time. So it's challenging to go to reach that cerebral connection to source because of the heaviness in the matter world or 3D world. So we are much more challenged at the moment, and so okay, that's probably enough on that. And then eternally, so the cerebral thoughts that protect one's field of glory is now being challenged. Eternally succumbing to this is no longer an option. No longer can we exist without understanding that the actual recent events are equal to an eternal battle of generations and of the collective mindset. So we know this is repetitive. This is a repetitive challenge that we've been given over and over and over again through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime to ascend, to understand our own power, and the collective mindset is going to shift at this time. So the stream of encounters with our emotions and rested foresight must end now, as the incoming flux of change will be rapid and will require much trust, strength and willpower. So what they're trying to say there, or what my interpretation is, we can't be lost in our emotions and switch off our intuition. We have to process emotions, but through processing them, not being lost in it, not being lost in our shadow, not being drawn to despair or losing our connection to our glory, our higher self. So we need that more than ever, that connection, that individual connection to source, which connects us all thoroughly. Like we're just so connected, and the individual power connected to source connects to the greater consciousness. It feeds, it spews, they want to say, into the greater consciousness, and so it affects change. Yeah, you are predetermined, and the outcome is favorable. So it's done already, guys. It's done. It's done. It trust. So just keep connecting to your glory. Keep working your shadow. Keep understanding what resistances you have, what stops you from shining, what may hold you back. Work on it and connect to higher source. Connect to yourself, understanding what any resistance you may have needs to be healed, so that this paradigm can shift, so that as quick as we want to see it shift. We don't want to be sitting in it forever. Although it is a lifetime journey, there's always shadow to be felt and understood. We're always given lessons and opportunities to grow. It's just part of the deal. It's part of the journey, part of the game, part of what the game, the intention that we came in here to be able to fully understand ourselves as enlightened beings eventually, and we all get there. But it's not always easy, and it's particularly rough at the moment. So we're predetermined. We're predetermined, guys, and the outcome is favorable. The considered time frame is linear, in linear years, is 12. And the forecast prenuptial terms of engagement is 20. So, okay, that sounds like a long time, 12 to 20 years, but hey, it isn't. I have sons that are in their mid-20s and 30s, and that has gone like that. I remember the day they were born, and flash has gone by. We're here 30 years later. It's not, it can really feel like it's a long time, but we know. You just have to look back and feel how quickly time has gone for you, and how much we need to get done in those 20 years, guys. So how much we really need to get done. So it's favorable. Changes are coming. So anyone who's got ideas out there, anyone who has any kind of inspiration that they think is going to help this paradigm shift, please get yourselves out there. Start preparing. If now's not the time to move forward, start preparing your information, start channeling for yourselves, start feeling what it is that you want to bring. And it doesn't have to be on this kind of thing. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone. It can be anything: writing, science, ideas, inventions, healing, just putting your feet on Mother Earth, just connecting with her and understanding her better, helping you understand yourself better, working with crystals, working with water, going into the ocean, connecting with her, connecting with the greater body of the ocean. It's as simple as that. It's just it's a mindset, it's a feeling, it's a connection that we all need to try and engage with. We say prenuptial because there is almost a process of merging with souls. They encounter one another for support, financial and otherwise romantic, or just supportive in nature. So for me, this says that over the next 12 years in particular, I'm feeling really soul families, soul mates come together very strongly. And when I say 12 years, this is already happening. So it could happen tomorrow for you. It could happen in 6 months. It could happen in 1 year, 2 years. However, then you're journeying those 12 and you are bringing into fruition the ideas as a collective soul family, soul connections. You make soul connections. And I hear everyone asking about twin flames, but for me, it's soulmate, it's soul connections. The twin flame for me, what I'm being shown is the feminine and the masculine within. So that's where we're heading. It's that activation of the feminine and masculine, the truer, deeper understanding of that, and our inner masculine and feminine. That's what twin flame is showing me now. It's not, doesn't have to be. It is a difficult journey because you're understanding your darkness, your shadow. You're bringing light to it. So it is a difficult journey. It doesn't have to be with the opposite sex because we have it in us. So this idea of twin flame, they keep showing me, is internal, eternal and internal, internal and eternal journey. So these relationships are forged in the pre-life existence, the life of soul and of character references withheld from before time existed. So this journeying, the twin flame journey was before life existed. But the soulmate journey also was pre-existing. I'm just being shown like a star just popping, like stars just bursting with energy, star energy just bursting, making connections, making contracts. So the star being within us, perhaps the universal connection to source, the greatest source, where we come from. We're connected there forever in eternity. And we have, I'm almost being shown these stars, these energies are us and our soul family. They're saying these characters are your soul family and your current family. So we've chosen to travel with our birth family, so the family we were born into, and the family if you've had any children or your partners, and soul family. So any connections we make, whether good or bad, whether it feels good or bad, it's always a soul connection. It is part of the divine plan. It is part of what we chose to journey and accept as our reality in this lifetime. And I'm getting accepting it as reality, but also working through, healing through it, changes our reality to what we envision or once held that vision that when we came into this portal, we wanted or had an intention for growth, an intention for journeying, and if we've had a rough time, we've asked for it. And I know that can sound hard to hear depending on what experiences have been had, because some have the most difficult journey in life, and yet they can shine brighter than ever, and have amazing gifts to share afterwards. So yeah, if we're not lost in it, if we're not drowning in the emotions, if we can see the beauty in them and what we have asked to learn through journeying a difficult process in life. And we've all asked for it at the moment, this difficult journey that everyone is traversing throughout the world, a collective movement. This is a collective movement. I can't help but think of Mother Nature and the earthquake we had here the other week in Victoria, and the energy that came forth from that. It was electrical, but I felt, I spoke about it that day, but since then it feels like a real activation has taken place on a cellular level within the earth. Crystalline energy, like beams of selenite. I'm seeing selenite light is coming through and traversing through all beings, trying to lift, trying to awaken, trying to spur and help. And very much heart-connected energy, very heart-connected, because this is where we heal, through the heart, through love, through communication with one's soul and with the greater universe and the earth. It's all connected. So she's helping us. A friend of mine told me there was tornadoes, mini tornadoes also in Victoria, which we never see these things. So the elements are working with us. The elements are speaking to us. So there's so much support if we can see it and feel connected and empowered, with this connection we have to the elements of water, fire, air, earth. It's all speaking to us, and we are connected with it and bring change, bring forth the energy through it that will assist each being to awaken to their divine elements and divine power. And this healing healing energy that is coming through is very elemental as well, but not yes, earth, fire, water, air, but working with the elements of the body, the chemistry of the body. Activating the levels of DNA that need to be activated. The junk DNA that science speaks about is not junk. It's our light codes. It's our life force. It's our connection to source, and everything. I'm almost being told now that our Akashic records are held within our DNA, are held within this junk DNA. This is where we access them. I've never heard that before, but it's just come through now. I don't know if others have heard that before. Would love to know if you've heard that before, that our Akashic records are held within our DNA and in our within our light codes. Okay, where were we? So this eternal existence once felt difficult to comprehend, but now for many has become an awakened state of being and of reverence. So what I'm being shown is this idea of soul. Not everyone understood it, but going forward, and especially within these next 12 to 20 years, the majority, if not all of people, will understand soul. It will be spoken about. It will be part of medical. What I'm being shown now is it will become, the medicine will actually recognize it as a very important part of healing. So that's amazing. That is just, all of us, anyone who's watching this would be just thrilled to hear that the soul becomes an important part in healing, a mainstream understanding that we are soul, that we have this connection, and that it runs us. It's our life force. It's how we connect to spirit, and our life force, how we heal. So amazing. There's still being shown medical. Yes, there's mainstream medicine. I still see, I actually see really beautiful hospitals, surrounded by greenery, surrounded with nature. They're like bubbles of glass, but there's, so the patient can see into nature. This is mainstream. So it's not something that is just the alternative anymore. It's mainstream. So there's beautiful glass bubbles that are hospital. When I say glass bubbles, like very futuristic looking, but this is all within 12 to 20 years time. So nature is very much a part of healing and connection with one's own soul, and how we can self-heal along with medicines. I'm still being shown medicines, but they're also very plant-based, very naturopathic, and I'm also now being shown like machines that are placed on the head but help us, it's like helping the brain connect to the both hemispheres. So I'm showing the brain, and it's like dark and the dark and light, like the firing, the synapses, like the charges of information going from one side to the other. But it is it's not mind control anymore. It's helping. It's helping us connect to our higher selves, and knowing that we can heal ourselves, heal our own body. Wow, that's really cool. Okay. Now, okay, each individual that must assist this ascension on the planet travels now through time, space, mind, telepathically or physically, to assist nations of emergence of this physical energy or matter that is needed to succeed the new order of being. So now, everything that I was just talking about, so for that to eventuate, we're connecting telepathically. So there'd be people that are being shown that will have similar ideas, and this happens all the time. Similar ideas, but in different places on the planet, and somehow these connections are forged. You know, there's more than one person receiving the same information, and so this greater energy helps it emerge into matter, into physical. So the more people that connect with their ideas and don't just push them away, but actually see them as a possible creation, this will be firing up connections, charging. To me, it looks like electrical is going ping, 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 you know, everywhere. And people are lighting up because of these ideas, and this is what brings it forward. You know, I'm being shown there's going to be much change. It's going to feel really hard, and for some it will feel like the end of the world, but it's not. It is beautiful. It is necessary. So just stay in that field if you can. And I will have to listen back to this to see what I've said, but I'm sure I've covered what needs to happen in a space like that, is to remain solid in trust. Must remain solid in trust. We'll see what comes after this. Now, the new world, I'll spell this ORDER, not sure why, just in case it gets censored, is a plan. This plan has been distorted and replaced with negative intentions and a positive intent for quick succession. So there has been a distortion of the new world, ORDER, or the intentions around it. It is intended for a new world, new earth. However, there have been attempts, and I'm receiving that these people that are attempting to, well, I'll read this part. Yes, this cannot prevail and will not be allowed to coexist in the material world. It cannot be sustained, and much will occur before these demons are allowed to pursue their ultimate intentions of suppression. Okay, so what I'm receiving and being shown now, these demons, and the word demon is very, you know, you get visuals of conjuring this and conjuring that. It's not that. It's the demons held within one's soul. These whatever it is, this energy, let's call it an energy that is trying to suppress this new world, this new earth, thinks they're doing the right thing. They think it's for the better. It's for the better of humanity. You know, they can't look after themselves. They can't govern themselves. And I'm not suggesting we don't need government. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm feeling. It's a different form of governing. It's different. It's connected. It is fair. There are panels of people that come together worldwide and that work together for the betterment of humanity and everything on it. So this is what I'm being shown. This is where we're heading, guys. It's amazing. It's just, if we can hold space for it. And how beautiful, hey? How beautiful, this heart energy, if we can all hold space for these things to come to fruition. I'm being shown these things right now for me to share with you so that you can get a visual of what's to come. So divine, so their intention is of suppression of the divine order or divine patterning of life. So it's trying to manipulate divine order. It's trying to manipulate the divine pattern that we all came in with, the pattern of our, our eternal being, our DNA. So it's just an attempt, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It is I'm being shown all divine patterning, the flower of life, everything that is created from the flower of life, everything on this planet. Sacred geometry is very prominent within this healing modality that is coming through me, and maybe others out there have felt it. Sacred geometry is a big factor. It is. It's everything. The pattern, the patterns, our life source spiraling connection with our cells, with Mother Earth, with every being, every flower, every bird, an ant, the spider, everything is in sacred geometry. You, dear child, are one with purest intent, and many like you will help to stabilize this battlefield of words, lies, malintentions, and the need for power. You will remind the many that the power lies within, and the intentions also lie within. So they're speaking to all of us as divine children that were born into this nation in particular, and nations, into this world, into this timeline, into this framework, this matrix. We have come now in this attempt again because this time it manifests. And this time it manifests and we hold it. We don't destroy it. Because what I'm being shown is it happened in other civilizations, in ancient civilizations. However, the power was not contained the way it should be, or not used the way it should be. It was again distorted, but this time it's different. There is an order that encounters and takes place on very subtle levels. Many hand over this power. Sorry, because the writing is sometimes hard to read. Many hand over this power because they do not trust their capacity or value. They internalize, willingly retreat their own power for fear that they cannot govern themselves, because they cannot feel the intention they held. Their intention to be taken, and therefore their intention to be taken care of by another, is handing over free will. Free will, handing over the free will power to another. Order, and not their own order, intentions, and divine plan. So some of us get lost and in the governing and thinking, oh well, how can we take care of ourselves? How can this be? We need to be taken care of, to be governed, to be controlled to a certain degree. And what I'm being shown is that there will be leaders. There's always leaders that come forward, and it is a governing in a sense. However, it's more combined with soul soul management, they're saying. So they're managing, helping to manage people, but it's more soul based. It's more, there will always be greed. It's a human, it's human nature. There will be some that are triggered by that, and but the majority of the leaders will be heart-based and emerging as divine feminine, whether they're male or masculine, male or female, their divine feminine is working through them. So their leadership skills are based in heart, in soul, most of the time. There's still going to be a little bit of corruption, hey, but that's humanity. But it's never going to end up what I'm being shown the way it was. It's much more stabilized and wholesome. So what they're showing me now is these futuristic movies we've been shown of everything being destroyed and the end of the world, apocalypses, and they're saying that has become a collective consciousness thing, almost through the movies. Oh, this is where we're heading, but it's not necessarily where we're heading. Not what I'm seeing, not what I'm being shown today. But we all have to hold that heart space, that belief and that intention through our work, whatever it is that we do, that this is where we're heading, to a more inclusive, community-based society and world, very connected. Yeah, we have so easily are connected now. This is why we've been able to shift the paradigm quickly, and why the next 12 years are going to be incredible with shifting the way we live. Everything will be different. Everything, the energy that we use, the way we use energy, how it will be manifest, through everything, through our cars, through our homes, through our businesses, and through life, through our physical body. We will understand our energy way better, and how to remain healthy, how to work with that connection to source and our light codes, our light bodies. Will become much more mainstream. In fact, very mainstream. Okay. This is a blessed time. Enjoy the journey, beloved sisters, brothers. Enjoy the journey. Enhance the many souls you have made contracts with, for they are waiting your call. The bell has stricken, speak your mind and our words. So that is my guides prompting me to speak now, to connect like this and share with you. I'm trusting that what has come through is the truth, because I have to. I trust so much that I can't deny the energy that comes through and the visuals. I'm not suggesting it's going to be easy, and this is what I'm being shown. It's not going to be an easy journey. Can't pretend it's going to be rough, and it's going to feel like it is the end of the world sometimes. This is what I'm being shown. But we are crystalline. We're clear, they're showing us. They're showing me we're clear. We are eternal beings that create from within. So if we can keep clear, they keep showing me this crystal ball. If we can keep our bodies and minds clear, our energy fields clear and connected, so as free of toxins as possible. They're showing me to grow your own food as if you can, or even if you can't all the time, try to eat as much organic foods as possible, filtered water, And these are all basic things that everybody knows. But it's very important to keep the body as clear as possible. I'm being shown meditation, breath work. Breath work is the main thing they're showing me. If you cannot meditate, if you can't slow your minds enough to meditate, then breathe. Grass, anywhere you can find a piece of grass, put your feet on the grass and breathe. Connect with the sun, so you're feeling the earth beneath your feet and the sun above you. If you can't see it, it's still there anyway. And these, like the light that's coming through, they're saying through these new healings. For me, it may be different for others. I'm feeling it's coming from the central sun and the star Sirius. So it's very clear energy they're showing. And these connecting with your breath and the physical sun and the earth activates the light codes as well. So the more we can connect with her, with Mother Nature and Father Sky, we connect through our portals, our chakras, and then out into our meridians. And then all our cells fire up. I'm just seeing cells firing up and all the colours of the rainbow firing through our body, interacting with our cellular bodies. And it's like a beautiful rainbow field of light that calms us, soothes us, and it's spiraling through the body. So this is what you can do for yourself when you connect with Mother Earth, your breath and light. So you are connecting with sunlight, however, it is also spirit light, the light of spirit. When you go into this space, and I just closed my eyes there for a moment so I could see the visual of what happens within the cellular body when we do this. So it is a beautiful method of calming oneself, and you can do it anytime. It doesn't cost anything except your time, which is irrelevant. Time is irrelevant, is what they're showing me. It's self-care that is important, self-knowledge, self-awareness, and the awareness that we have connection to a greater source, a greater power, and how anything can manifest through heart. But it has to be heart-based. What they're showing me is like a heart beating out, a heart energy coming out, and I can feel it. And when we're in this space of heart, anything is possible. Anything is possible. As long as we stick with it, we trust it, we'll be fine. Whatever we do, whatever choices we make, whichever way we go, as long as we're in our heart when we do it, as long as we are connected to our higher source, we can't make a mistake, is what I'm being shown. We can't get it wrong. As long as we trust where we're heading. And what I'm being shown is that many of us will be making really strong connections very soon. It's like really strong connection, really heart-based connections with people. Something is going to happen to catapult that in the next 2 years, I'm receiving, where we need one another more, and so we will be finding souls that we resonate with and souls that still trigger us. So that doesn't end, that's duality. What I'm being shown, that is part of life and will always exist. It will always exist. We will always have triggers. It's not going to be that angelic of a realm to live in. but way more inclusive, way more inclusive, way more beneficial for the individual. And I truly hope, and I see many that are more fortunate picking up and helping ones that aren't. So taking people by the hand and helping them. Namaste, and I just got emotional then, but speak soon.